Hey everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and I am here with a follow-up video to the story that I talked about yesterday involving Tim Norman of the show Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Sweetie Pies is a restaurant. I think they have 2 or 3 in the St. Louis, Missouri area, and they are owned by Robbie Montgomery, who was actually a background singer for Ike and Tina Turner. And so you guys can go check that video out where it talks about her son, Tim Norman, being arrested in connection to the death of her nephew, of Tim's nephew and Miss Robbie's grandson. And I'll put that link up above here. So I was checking today to see if Miss Robbie or any of the family members had made a statement about the news that broke yesterday about Tim being arrested, and I didn't find anything, but I did come across a story from June of this year that talked about the fact that Miss Robbie and Janae, who is Tim's ex-fiance and mother of his son Timmie, have had some sort of falling out. And so if you watch the show that aired on OWN, then you would know that in the first season, Tim and Janae, they were together. They were a couple. Janae finds out that she's pregnant. Then I think in the second season, she went into premature labor, and she did deliver Timmie very early. As a matter of fact, they didn't even think that he was going to make it. But by the grace of God, he did survive, and he is still thriving. And so at one point, Tim and Janae, they fell out after the birth of Timmie, and she decided to move on with her life, but she was still a part of the show, not as far as working for the restaurant, but her relationship with Miss Robbie was showcased on the show, and how much Miss Robbie loved Timmie. And even when Janae met somebody else and got engaged, and I can't remember if she got married before or after the show ended, but Miss Robbie got along with the guy. The guy was on episodes of the show, and him and Janae did eventually get married and have a child of their own. So according to this article that I came across, Miss Robbie and Janae have fallen out, and of course Tim is at the center of the controversy. And so let me go ahead and talk about it. You guys know Sweetie Pies is a restaurant in St. Louis, Missouri, like a soul food restaurant. And part of the show coming to an end was the fact that Tim had gone out to California and opened up new brands of the restaurant, but using the Sweetie Pie trademark. And he opened places up in Houston. Then he started a food truck. So Tim had a whole lot of stuff going on under the brand of Sweetie Pies. And Miss Robbie ended up taking him to court and suing him to get him to stop using her brand. And so I was telling someone today that they were asking like, well, why do you think, what motivated him? And of course he was motivated by money, which was one of the things that him and Janae fought about all the time, because Tim struck me as the type of person that if he can't have you, then he's going to do whatever he can to make your life miserable, not want to pay child support because he thinks that, because he's the father and he's active in the child's life, that, he shouldn't be legally put on child support and that type of stuff. And so anyway, I was telling that person that Tim probably incurred a lot of debt when he was opening up all those restaurants, getting into contracts for these buildings, totally restoring buildings, remodeling them to fit his image and that type of thing. And so when Miss Robbie sued him and won that injunction against him, he still had to pay all of those people. So that could be a motive for why he took out these life insurance policies that they're alleging was the motive behind him hiring someone to kill his nephew. And then keep in mind, he might have been angry with Miss Robbie, for her affection towards Andre and all that she was doing for Andre. And then this would have been his way of getting back at Miss Robbie. So you never know how the human mind is working. But back to the story, it says that Tim Norman managed to change and sought to open more while he navigated a relationship with Janae Wallach and fatherhood to a newborn. Their relationship would not survive, but Miss Robbie and Wallach remained close. Their things have drastically changed, and the two women are now feuding on social media. And it says when viewers were first introduced to Wallach and Norman, the two were in a long-term relationship, which I just talked about. Then talks about Timmie being born prematurely. Wallach ended their relationship for good in 2014 when she tearfully explained her breaking point to Miss Robbie, noting that she felt disrespected by Norman's female assistant. By the end of their relationship, Wallach felt emotionally drained. So Wallach and Miss Robbie maintained a close friendship even after she split with Norman. In fact, Miss Robbie was considered to be a surrogate grandmother to Wallach's second son, AJ. And so Wallach moved on from Norman and married fitness instructor Arthur Shivers in 2017. The couple welcomed their son at some point, and Wallach's birth was documented on the series. Miss Robbie, that's right, she married that guy and had the baby on the show because Miss Robbie was there with her when she gave birth. It says, of course, she's one of the first people I asked to come to the hospital, Wallach said of Miss Robbie. She vowed to love AJ as much as her grandson that Wallach shared with Norman, despite there being no biological connection. Unfortunately, things have taken a turn. Miss Robbie was once an ally of Wallach and played mediator between her son and Wallach. But now she says Wallach is keeping her grandson away from Norman's side of the family. In her Instagram post wishing Timmie a happy 9th birthday, Miss Robin captured a photo of the two. Happy birthday, Timmie. Grandma love you, even though I can't see you. Your daddy side of the family misses you, and one day we'll see you soon. Now, Miss Robin knows she was wrong for that. I hate when people go to social media with their personal private beefs that they're having amongst each other. So it says fans were quick to blame Wallach, leaving Miss Robbie to explain her post. Quote, grandmas do have rights, and I'm going to make sure I get mine. I'm a fighter, not a quitter, and I'll go all the way, end quote. She also took jabs at Wallach, saying that Wallach was bitter that Norman was no longer interested in her, despite Wallach being a married woman. Now, Miss Robbie, come on now. So Miss Robbie also alleged that Wallach refused to let her take Timmie for a day, while Wallach claimed Miss Robbie and her side of the family were always invited to Timmie's planned birthday excursions. After social media users flooded Wallach's comment section, she took the time to give her side of the story during a Q&A with fans on Instagram. According to Wallach, Norman is such an absentee father that Timmie does not even mention him. Still, she made it clear that she does not interfere with Norman seeing his son, and she continued contact with Miss Robbie. Wallach also made shocking allegations about Norman, claiming that he was abusive during their relationship, and shared a screenshot of a fan who says she witnessed the abuse while they dined at a restaurant. During season 1 of Sweetie Pies, the two got into a huge blow-up in which Norman became aggressive, and Wallach tearfully vented to Miss Robbie that she needed a break from the relationship. Wallach believes that Norman has interfered with her relationship with Miss Robbie, as she explained that things were fine between the two women as recently as 2 weeks ago. And so this was in June that all of this is taking place. She shared a screenshot of a text she sent Miss Robbie, pleading with her to stop meddling in her and Norman's co-parenting issues and let Miss Robbie know that in spite of the beef, she still loves her. She also accused Norman of running Miss Robbie's account, which Miss Robbie denied. Miss Robbie's account posted a final message explaining that she'd be pursuing legal action and that Wallach is money hungry. Wallach accused Norman of not seeing their son in the past 4 years. So looks like Tim might have done took over Miss Robbie's Instagram account and was fighting with Janae behind the scenes. No word on whether or not Miss Robbie was the one that was actually threatening to sue Janae, but there hasn't been any more posts on this account since June, the end of June, when all of this went down. Neither one has commented on the arrest of Tim or made any type of statement. And so I just thought this was interesting, you know, that Miss Robbie was so supportive of Janae. Janae seemed to really love Miss Robbie. I don't know if Janae's parents, I can't remember what the story was about her family, whether they were still alive or they lived somewhere else. But I know that Miss Robbie was like a mother to her, and that the family was very welcoming of Janae and of Timmie, and they just seemed like one big happy family. I don't know if being on television, you know, because it happens a lot with reality TV shows where these people be on like the Real Housewives shows, and they end up, I think it's like a 63% divorce rate on these shows involving couples, like Real Housewives franchise, the Love and Hip Hop franchise, and those type of shows. So something about reality TV brings out the worst in people, and that seems to have happened. Not sure if it brought out the worst between Janae and Tim. It may have given Janae the strength to stop dealing with Tim and his BS, because even though the show, Janae used to look so broke down at times, and and since she's left the show and now she's married and have her second son, and now I think she's doing like bodybuilding and that type of thing. You could just see such a change and such a difference in her from when she was with Tim in the first season. And plus, nobody, wants to deal with the fact that you have a premature child, that, you're fighting for their life, and then the husband or the father is still out in the streets trying to make money and, conniving and scheming and carrying on. Oh, and before I forget, Jennifer Williams, did take it upon herself to chime in. She was the one person that was anxious to make a statement and just basically said, I told you guys that Tim was crazy, blah, blah, blah. Now you believe me. But she was doing more gloating than, anything else. Didn't really have anything of value to add to the conversation. So anyway, I'm going to end this here. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about, Janae and Miss Robbie having a falling out, over Tim and his shenanigans. And rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.